It's undeniable a huge part of Oblivion's charm is its colourful NPCs. But did you know, there is one citizen in Cyrodiil so salacious in their behaviour that the whole city has become abuzz with rumours about their nighttime activities. So, in today's video we shall explore exposing Oblivion's biggest sex addict. To initially uncover said scandal, we take a sojourn to the harbour town of Anvil, and after soaking in the view of the bay, we find the docks abuzz with the seafaring locals, and inevitably overhear some questionable dockside banter regarding the infamous forecastle and its bawdy Breton owner, in which townsfolk will comment.
I've heard a lot of stories about the forecastle. None of them good.
Mirabel Monae is quite a woman. Ask any of the sailors down at the forecastle.
Mirabel Monae runs quite a boarding house. I understand all of the sailors leave very satisfied.
I've heard that Mirabel spends a lot of time with the sailors. A lot of personal time with them.
Thoroughly intrigued, we can also find two separate handbills in town advertising the forecastle, such as a handbill on Heinrich Oakenhull's house's second floor reading, "A night at the forecastle is a night you'll never forget. Our tea and crumpets taste better and last longer than any in Anvil. And there's always a wench to keep you company." A second similar handbill along with the first can also be obtained on a shelf in Jessan Sextius's house advertising. "The forecastle features warm beds and great company. Our tea and crumpets taste better and last longer than any in Anvil. The serving wenches are always available for conversation." One question, as an Australian, I get that a crumpet may taste better than others, but last longer? Something doesn't add up. Looking for clarity, we explore the docks with a fistful of septums to make sure we find this forecastle, and to make sure we never accidentally stay there or enjoy the crumpets either. Approaching the two-storey inn, we see its sign with the peculiar spelling. And just a fun fact on the wiki, it said that the forecastle is a truncated form of forecastle. Traditionally, the living quarters of sailors aboard a sailing ship, and being a dockside inn, it all makes perfect sense. Heading inside the establishment, we find its Breton proprietor, who greets.
"I'm Mirabel Monae. I run the forecastle, a boarding house for sailors. Sorry, I reserve my beds for seamen."
Now, Monae's remark about her reserving her bed for seamen is something we shall soon explore in depth. But she goes on to share, when asked about Anvil, a fair warning about her residents in particular.
"Watch yourself around the forecastle. Sailors despise landsmen and won't hesitate to treat them to a good beating when they're in their cups. Take care."
Funnily enough, the developers have made pains to reward players for following up on Mirabel's brief claims of a beating by her patrons and sharing her bed, as this is no idle threat. As we learn when following the frisky female on her schedule, we soon find a few eyebrow-raising discoveries about her patrons, as Mirabel leads a complicated schedule due to her nocturnal activities in particular. Though most of her days are filled with loitering around the forecastle, in either the private rooms or the dining area, she finally leaves at midnight and takes a stroll down the dockside, actively seeking out one of her tenants, Orc Krognak Grobrock. Perplexed at what we're seeing, we soon realise we've found Oblivion's underground fight club. In Grobrock's company, she will watch the fight between Thurindil and hauls ropes faster until 4 a.m. At that time, most of the sailors retire to their rooms at the forecastle, and Mirabel will follow. It's then we realise that the handbill probably should have read "Strumpets last longer" instead of "crumpet", as Monae, having a slight preference for Thurindil, will most likely choose to sleep with him first. Although Anguilon or Krognak Grobrock also could get lucky as well. And just to inspect the quality of partner Monae chooses, all three, it turns out, are pirates of the Serpent's Wake. The Bosma Thurindil will greet.
I'm Thurindil, son of Julianos and Mohititona, queen of Akavir. These slugs climbing my spine itch something fierce. Like to dance?
And say of Anvil.
Mother's coming for me in the dragon ships. I don't like these itchy clothes, but I have to wear them or it frightens the fish.
Apparently,
Goodbye.
he's mad as a cut snake, though some take pity on him, such as hauls ropes faster.
Touched by the gods. He hears things. Who knows? He's happy. Let him be.
His bedtime partner will daub the acid on the demented wood elf, saying,
Don't mind him. He's not right in the head. Poor fellow.
I guess she really feels bad for him, and his fellow Bosma pirate Anguilon, who is rather unapproachable, will, in typical hostile pirate fashion, only greet us with,
Greetings, Imperial. I don't know you. You don't know me. Everybody's happy. It's a big town. Hell, it's a big county. You stick to your part, I stick to mine, all right? Bye.
And finally, Krognak Grobrock, as unfriendly as any pirates populating the dockside, who'll greet us with,
I'm Krognak Grobrock, landsman, and I don't much care who you are.
and he'll also offer some friendly advice.
You see a sailor in the streets of Anvil, best step out of his way. If it's in his mind to raise hell, a little jail time is just fair payment. Be seeing you. Look at the muscles on you.
As the wild night of debauchery ends, Monae, in true hussy fashion, will get tired of her partner at 6 a.m, and to remedy this, she shifts beds and will sleep with either Anguilon or Krognak, or maybe even Thurindil if he wasn't her first choice. At 8 a.m, if she partnered with the orc, she'll get out of bed as Krognak doesn't take the wind out of her sails too much. Though if she had chosen Thurindil or Anguilon as a second partner, she instead sleeps until 10 a.m. and promptly leave the forecastle and take a well-earned breakfast at the Flowing Bowl. Although Monae's nocturnal activities raise eyebrows, here's an even darker lore deep dive to get you tickled. See, Monae may not have slept with this particular smattering of seamen unless the Dark Brotherhood got involved. But what do I mean by that seemingly bizarre and unrelated assertion? Well, let's explore the cascade of events in order and see if I can prove the Dark Brotherhood's involvement with only 6 degrees of separation. 1. Lucien LeChance kills a young Matthew Bellamont's mother, which has Bellamont swear revenge. 2. Matthew Bellamont then joins the Dark Brotherhood, becoming an internal betrayer to get close to LeChance. 3. During that time, Bellamont, with his mother's head, moves into Anvil's lighthouse for some R&R. 4. Some of the crew of the locally moored ship, the Serpent's Wake, come across the strange Brotherhood's Breton recluse and make fun of him, in which Bellamont then murders a swath of the crew and gleefully details the events in his diary, as the locals begin to believe the Serpent's Wake is haunted. 5. The remaining crewmen of the Serpent's Wake, now stuck in Anvil, spend their days drinking and fighting around the docks and staying at the forecastle instead of their ship. 6. Mirabel Monae, proprietor and Lady of the Night, sees an opportunity to add 2 Bosma and 1 orc to her nightly roster, and oddly, LeChance, out of all people, killing someone's mum, got some pirates laid. See, there are levels to Oblivion's writing that I absolutely adore, so if you enjoy this kind of tangent, let me know. Otherwise, also let me know in the comments below. And if you do, expect a full breakdown of the debauchery of Anvil in the weeks to come. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, Traveller.